Julien, Laurent, great to be with you, especially on a day with so much breaking news about the potential return of football across the European continent. Of course, earlier on Thursday, we got reports that the Premier League was planning to return on June 17th. Now, Serie A, not to be upstaged, at least according to the Italian sports minister, Vincenzo Sperafora, will return on June 20th. Jules, obviously the return of any football is good news, but especially in Italy, hit so hard by the pandemic. This is wonderful news, isn't it?
Yes, it's fantastic. Sebi, you're right. And I think if you think about 2 months ago, maybe when, as you said, the country was hit the hardest probably in Europe at the time with the pandemic, especially the north of the country, maybe people at that point thought that there would not be any football for much longer than the 2.5 months that we had with this break. So it's great news for the clubs, financially for them, of course, to be able to finish the season, for the players as well. And even for the tifosi, for the fans, even if all the games will be behind closed doors, it's great news, I think, which will lift the mood of the country even more.
When play stopped back in March, Juventus held a 1-point lead over Lazio, Jules, a 9-point advantage over Inter Milan. Do you think the break helped Juventus more, or did it maybe create an advantage for the chasing pack?
It'd be interesting to see. You would think that with the experience that this Juve squad has, that going into the crucial time of the season, even with a slight lead of 1 point, that they will feel confident that they can go all the way and win it. If you're Lazio, you think, you know what, we had a break. And if you remember, he had been playing quite a lot. There was not much rotation from Simone Inzaghi. They have a much smaller squad, really, than Juve have. And then maybe they use that time to be able to get even fitter. And it's a team that runs a lot and is quite aggressive, so they need a fitness level at the top. And maybe they will see that as a good break at the time, even if they had great momentum going into it. And that now with Juventus, still being ahead of them, they would fancy the chance of being the chaser and not the chased one.
Lazio then 1 point back. Inter Milan, as we mentioned, 9 points back. We should state with the match in hand. Jules, since the return of the Bundesliga, the title race there has disappeared. Do you think we'll actually end up with a title race in Italy, or will we see a repeat of what we've seen so far in Germany?
Well, I think obviously the gap between Dortmund and Bayern was a bit bigger than the one between Juve and Lazio. You would think that, or you would hope that Lazio would give Juve a good run for their money. What's interesting in the Bundesliga, as we've seen, is the incredible amount of wins away from home. I know there's behind closed doors, so home and away maybe those count so much, but still, only 5 wins at home out of 27 games is crazy. So let's see. Be interesting to see if it's the same in Serie A. If when you play at home, let's say that first weekend, being at home or being away might make a big difference already. And straight after the first weekend, Lazio might take over Juve might extend their lead. It'd be very interesting to see. Let's not forget as well that the weekend before that, we will have the semi-final of the Italian Cup, which again will give those 4 teams playing, a bit of an advantage, maybe then going into the season the following weekend.
Jules, great stuff as always. Thanks for the time. There it is, Serie A set to return on Saturday, June 20th.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.